Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final game of the Solo Queue Legends 2. This is what we've been waiting for the entire day. It's been a long day here. We were told to come in at 8 a.m. and, you know, it's a little bit whack to come in at 8 a.m., but it's finally time, the moment you've been waiting for, the heavyweight titan match between Wrath and
we.
And yeah.
And we is what I like to revolve this team around.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, last time we saw these guys play, they first picked Zed.
Wow.
And they still won.
Nice.
It was incredible. They were on the back foot the entire game. Had really, really good map movements the entire first half of the game. Made a couple of mistakes and then played on the back foot the rest of the time. And just, held on long enough that they were able to flip it over on its head.
Lots of bans coming out already. Obviously some meta. Cho'Gath, highly contested pick right now. Gragas, highly contested pick right now. Ezreal, probably don't want to see the purple team on the mid lane Ezreal or the ADC Ezreal. Banned out champions. Wrath played a disgusting Hecarim earlier on in the series this game. Morgana has been banned out. The Twitch chat has said that Morgana needs to be banned out against the blue team, and that's what had happened. Vi, probably a huge contest. And boom, Danky Nugs wants that Zed.
Yeah, I don't really think that Zed was a big reason why the opposing team won last time. I'll be completely honest with you. And because this team, I don't believe that Wrath's team was able to scout them off the last game. I don't think they were able to watch it or anything like that. So they are going to take it their own. Hopefully they can use it a little bit better. Because the last time it was not used as a split push. It was not used. Like there were power timings that were just completely missed. He didn't win lane. Nothing like that. And, maybe they've drank a little bit too much Red Bull. They've gotten a little bit too stressed and overwhelmed, and they feel like, I gotta go Zed or go home, baby.
Yeah.
Obviously, Danky Nugs feels like he can do a little bit better with it.
Yeah, and he did perform on Zed earlier on in the split. The split. Yeah. Welcome to the Solo Queue Legends split. He did play earlier on in the day, and Danky Nugs, boy, did he perform. I think he had like a 20 KDA. He really demolished and he ripped apart a team. He had his sidekick by his side, Wrath, on that Hecarim, and they were a dynamic duo. Yeah. And we saw that Lulu earlier on in the day. They're going for the same comp this time around.
This is something that we see a lot in these Solo Queue tournaments, is that there's one comp that just becomes very strong with the way that these guys like to play, and they'll continue to play around it. This one is a little bit of like a protect the AD carry sort of.
Protect the Zed in a sense,
you know what I mean? It's a lot to do around team fighting with a Zed, which is something we didn't see out of the opposing team. Maokai picked up as a good answer, as is the Sivir. Both are good at dealing with the Zed. And this is interesting because we actually haven't seen Danky Nugs and the rest of his team play since the start of the day.
Yeah, we haven't seen what kind of trials and tribulations they have had to face. Maybe they had run into a few issues here and there. We don't know what their team does under pressure. We don't know what their team does when objectives are lost and they're playing on the back foot. But I really do think that they're picking their comfort picks right now because they really want the first game to mean something to them. Mm-hmm. They want the first game to be like, we're going to dictate the pace of the next two games. If it's going to go to a game 3, if it's going to go to a game 4, they want to be the one dictating the pace.
So big playmakers on this purple team are Itro and Devastated, actually. Devastated is the AD carry, and Itro is the support player. Wow. The jungler works pretty well with them. In the later game, he definitely does seem to fall off in terms of his impact. Mm-hmm. Granted, last time I saw him, he was on a Cho'Gath, so it wasn't that great, and that's perfect. Itro had a little bit of trouble on Annie. He was the reason that they won the game, found some really good ultimates and stuff like that, but there were a couple of slip-ups during the start of the game, and as a Kennen, there's a lot more to work with, especially if your bottom lane does start to get big. You can do a whole lot on that Kennen. Couple that, of course, with the Sejuani, Kennen eventually will probably be able to get his Zonias as well, so there's a lot that's going to be able to shut down Danky Nugs on that Zed.
Yeah, and if this game ends with blue team losing because of all that lockdown, it's possible. There's a lot of lockdown on purple team. They're gonna have to think about, okay, what do we do next in the next game? What do we think about next game? Because they're gonna have to think about what picks do we do to counter that. And Vlad is definitely some kind of answer towards that, because he's a great damage dealer. He's got great sustain in the top lane against that Maokai, and he can dodge a lot of the skill shots.
Exactly.
He can create a huge pressure with his ultimate and all the damage he's gonna do.
Yep. Gonna be interesting to see what junglers actually picks here. Jarvan's pretty damn good here, actually. Not the best,
Wow.
but definitely not the worst. So this is the matchup we saw OGC Cream play right before this when he was playing Zed. He was playing against the LeBlanc. We said it was a skill match, and indeed it was. The LeBlanc was able to, kind of take over that fight, and pretty much very similar to the way that the pick and ban phase went last time. It was a last pick LeBlanc, and I guess he feels like he can do the same that happened to him. When it comes down to these team comps, it is very interesting. Obviously, they go for the Jarvan to kind of hold the Kennen in place, hold the Sejuani and Maokai all in place so they don't, roll over onto that Kalista. There is a lot of stackable CC, you know what I mean? You don't need to really target a Kalista with your Kennen ult. Same thing with a Sejuani ult. And, Lulu is going to be a lot of good protection. It's a good composition from the blue side. However, the Vladimir might not have the best time in lane against the Maokai. Obviously, there's a lot of sustain. He's really good against AP champions.
Yeah.
And as it gets to the late game, if Wrath doesn't have a good time in lane, it's going to be really hard to get enough damage because obviously Zed is more of a single target carry. There's also going to be a QSS and likely a Zhonya's on the opposing team. So it really is going to be all up to the Kalista, who's a mid-game champion, and Vlad, who takes a long time to be able to get to the point where you can absolutely destroy a team fight.
There's also something that you had mentioned previously, how devastated and Itro are really the carries of the purple team, right? And Kennen and Sivir is an abusive lane.
Yes, it is.
They could really set Gagoon and Y really behind. And if Kalista's the mid-game carry that the blue team kind of needs to provide that extra damage, she won't be able to do that if Kennen and Sivir have a field day in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
That's up to really Jarvan to set up the ganks, Pixie in, EQ standard, see what he can make, maybe some opportunities in the bot lane. But if they're untouched, if both laners are untouched, bottom lane is going to go in favor of purple team. They're just a stronger lane. They're stronger laners, and you said they carry. They're great players.
Yeah.
So,
and the real interesting thing about this as well is Jarvan actually is great against Sivir, not because he can, ulti on her with her spell shield up or anything like that, but it's simply because Sivir has very, very low auto attack range. And if you can jump on her and then EQ out or something like that, she really will, unless she decides to flash out, be completely out of a fight for quite a few seconds. And that can mean a lot when you're playing something like a Kalista that needs those couple of seconds to get the Ren stacks and really just control the fight that way.
Regardless of who wins this game, where do you think most of the focus our viewers should focus on? Like which lane do you think should be really the hot
I do think
streak?
it's going to be the bottom lane as well as the mid lane. Sorry, it's going to be up to OGC Cream. He really didn't impress me last game. He played okay, wasn't terrible by any means, but it wasn't deserving of the blind pick first pick Zed. So I'm wondering if he can do a little bit better on this LeBlanc and really start to control the game. They moved so well as a unit, this blue team. They were incredible in their vision control, getting deep wards. They knew exactly how they wanted to play the lane, everything like that. I would expect a lot of attention to be put towards this bottom lane. So easy for them to kill that lane. Kennen ult, Sejuani ult, Sivir ult. They just run them down, you know what I mean? No problem, no real disengage, no Janna ult, nothing like that. I'm gonna expect to see a lot of attention down in that bottom lane.
I'm laughing because the amount of Jannas that we've seen in this tournament, it's not been pretty. It's not been pretty. We are about to get onto the Rift. Just to remind you guys, this is the final. It's going to be a best of 3. These teams are going to go head to... Oh, sorry. Is it a best of 3 or best of 5?
Best of 3.
Is it a... Hold on. Let's double check that. It's
best of 3.
Best of 3. Okay, that's fine. This is going to be a best of 3, which I'm super excited. These are incredible teams. Red Mercy came out today. He did sponsor the event. He did participate in the tournament. He participated in some fan games. Shout out to Red Bull as well for providing us with those thirsty drinks for those thirsty players. But we're about to head on straight onto the Rift, and best of luck to both of these teams.
Yeah, and taking a look at this loading screen here, we actually noticed that there are only one diamond in the entire game. And guys, there was over 150 people that signed up for this tournament. There's a bunch of challengers, bunch of masters, bunch of diamond players, and at the end of the day, it's the guys who work best as a unit, the guys who, have good leadership, good experience in these kinds of tournaments, understand the game on a level that maybe not, be that successful in solo queue, and they are able to just bring themselves to the finals and potentially win $1,500 here. So they do have a little bit of a pause, and I want to take it back just a couple of minutes to where we were talking about that, Jana. And it's funny because what happens a lot in the meta is that the very complicated champions do become very popular. And I have an AD carry friend who really just, anytime Jana gets popular, he gets frustrated because he's like, where is the meta where Tarek and Sona are popular, and those two are strong instead of the Thresh and the Jana, because those are the two hardest champions to play perfectly.
Yeah. And then with the introduction of Nautilus and Kennen, that came way out of left field. Like, did you like 4 months ago? Would you have believed Nautilus, Urgot, and Kennen would be like super highly contested picks in the bot lane?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
It's like Edward Time Lord. That M5 bottom lane is just years ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
Urgot coming back.
Yeah, and it's definitely because of this whole tank meta. This whole tank meta has just flipped everything on its head. And we had this conversation off stream that once the tank meta goes, what will happen? What's going to happen with all the different lanes, who's going to be the main focus, what's really the priority picks that are going to happen. And we're going to see that over the course of the summer split and maybe the future Solo Queue Legends tournaments.
Yeah.
But as for right now, Cinderhulk is going to be on that Sejuani. Do you think Jarvan's going to build Cinderhulk?
I do think Jarvan is going to go Cinderhulk. It does seem like there's no real benefit for him to go for a warrior here if they don't have a real tank. I mean, sure, they've got a Lulu that can help boost it up, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. And if he did, I would be very, very surprised. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the first game of the finals. Solo Queue Legends 2 being brought to you by Red Mercy, Red Bull, and Esports Canada. Guys, we are getting into the game. Let's go.
Let's get right into it. Are we going to see some standard starts? Are we going to see some invades? Did they invade previously? What kind of early game did both teams really...
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of typical in these solo queue tournaments, just that it is a very standard, safe start. Nobody likes to do 1v2s. There's no real reason to invade. Unless they've got some cheese planned, which... Oh! W popped by OG Cream, so no stun. But, at the very least, they think that there is a ward there.
Definitely some fancy head pokes, here a little bit here and there, jabbing at each other, if you will. But it's just gonna be like you said, standard start. Both junglers, I believe, will be starting on the bottom side of the map for their respective side lane.
I mean, I'm actually so worried about this bottom lane right now. Y and Lagoon are going to have a very hard time. That lane, it's got some poke with both champions have long range Qs and everything like that, but the all-in sucks. And you look at the Kennen, you look at the Sivir, they have the wave push, they have the poke. The only thing they're lacking out on is sustain. I would actually like to see Sejuani start maybe at the top side of the jungle so she can start and put some early pressure down. And PK Godin as well, but it looks like they will want to be focusing around the mid and the top lane for the early game.
What if bottom lane had started golems and got the early level 2? Would that benefit them in any way? Would that create a better laning phase for them, or would that early level 2 not matter for them?
It would help a little bit if they could get a good trade as soon as they hit level 2, but the thing is, even as a Kalista, you're not going to be able to out-push a Sivir, and I think you'd hit 2 at about the same time. You'll see just how easily this Sivir, if she did start her W, which I assume she did, should be able to just push this wave and can take complete control.
Wow, Wrath already going really ham in the top lane. But what can Maokai do? You can't be like, oh, this Maokai's a terrible laner. What can Maokai really do against Vladimir?
He's just going to need to sustain up.
Yeah.
It's a lot like the old matchups of, like Lulu versus Aurelia or, anything like that. Any tank versus bully kind of caster. He's just got to sustain. Vlad's going to get impossible to deal with as soon as he hits level 9. Before that point, whoa, OG Cream!
Ignite going out onto OG Cream. He uses the clone backwards. He flashes out of the EQ standard, and Sejuani's there off to the side, kind of guide him home safely.
Yeah, good flash by OG Cream. He was in a little bit of a risky spot, trying to do what he could to get advantage in that lane, but at least he didn't die. He lost his flash. If he had died, that would have been devastating. That could have been the end of the game for him.
But that's going to give a really, really great start to Danky Nugs. He's going to get really nice and cozy in that lane. He might get a level on
Yeah.
LeBlanc.
And take a look at how the wave is frozen as well.
Oh,
pushing into his tower.
God.
All that CS is going to deny. You can see those casters are slowly taking down each and every one of those minions. So he's actually denying more farm by letting it push than he would pushing it out. Good play by Danky Nugs in that mid lane.
That's going to be rough for LeBlanc coming back into lane. Like, she's going to be pushed up. Jarvan can make a return gank. Flash is down. Jarvan was able to predict where the clone was going to be because she had already used her W, so it was really beneficial for him to burn the flash. And then after he Bs, after he recalls, after his blue buff, he can definitely make a return gank into that mid lane, or maybe even gank bot lane, whatever suits him better. But right now, LeBlanc is definitely a heavy target without that flash.
This bottom lane isn't really seeming to go the way that I expected. Why? Obviously, very strong on this Kalista and is taking this lane by the horns here, not getting hit by any Kennen Qs, not getting hit by any Sivir Qs, and just kind of dancing around the range of Sivir and avoiding auto attacks from her while getting his spears and a couple Rens off here and there, poking them down to about below half health.
I think blue team is really, really confident. I don't think they're afraid of anything. I don't think that they're nervous. I don't think that they're... Oh, Flash was burned by Danky Nugs, but he had to. He would have gotten engaged on.
Yeah.
But every lane is playing confidently. But the only reason why red team should not play confidently is because they're waiting for that team fight phase. Once the team fight phase hits, do you think they're gonna play scared? No, they're not, because they can engage in so many different ways, and they can punish such like poor positioning if blue team does position themselves poorly.
I mentioned it a little bit earlier. It's not so much the mechanical skill of this red team that impressed me so much.
Yeah.
It's simply the way that they knew where they needed to gank, how they needed to gank, and were able to set up things and then execute it on very shortly after. So these guys are a smart team. You can tell they don't want to throw anything away in the bottom lane. They're not losing hard. They're just not stopping.
Yeah.
So they're going to wait till level 6 most likely, and then it's probably just going to explode down there.
Yeah, we're just waiting for, like I said, like a little bit of the team fight phase or a little bit of when they're going to be comfortable with their ultimates. And he is harassing a little bit, but we're going to see a slow game until red team really gets all their ultimates and really gets the dragon control. Like, that's going to be the next up on the list. After laning phase is done, they're going to be thinking about, okay, first dragon's really important. But as far as laning phase goes for now, Zed created an early lead in the top lane. Vladimir created an early lead in the top lane. They're, extending that lead in CS.
And it is the finals too. It's been a long game. We were just watching the SKT versus Fnatic game, and we saw the Korean players gripping their mouse and keyboard, like leaning into the monitor, getting really, really intense. I feel like that might not be the same case with this tournament right now. These guys are exhausted. They've been playing all day, drinking their Red Bull, and they don't want to make any mistakes. They're on the back foot, both teams, it feels like, and that's actually what I like the most, because it means that every single move is well calculated. You see, immediately they've got instant knowledge of where that LeBlanc is. They know he's looking for the roam. Danky Nugs moving in anticipation. It's going to be a very close game that I feel like is going to turn on a knife's edge. You can see PK Godin hanging out in the bush down there as well. But same thing, he's going to have to back out.
One thing I want to mention, Nitro punishing Y for being a little too close to the minion wave. But one thing I want to
through the minions.
One thing I wanted to mention is this is a best of 3, right? That means that in the second game, one team might be a little bit more dominant than the other because they'll feel confident about their win. Whoever does win the game. So
look at this towards the top lane. We've got 2 guys heading up there, hiding in the Baron bush for some reason. I guess they're backing out. I did just want to point out, though, very quickly that look at Wrath CS and this top lane right now. You can tell that is why the LeBlanc and the Sejuani were heading up there. Wrath obviously had that little bit of sixth sense, backed out, but they're going to need to do something pretty quick because both these soul laners are destroying.
Ultimate going out to OG Cream. Let's see if Danky Nugs, he doesn't shuriken the correct one, and OG Cream's going to get out of that one alive, but they keep engaging on each other. The mid lane is just a battleground for these two powerhouses.
It's definitely a skill matchup, and we actually noticed OGC Cream not building the same way that the previous LeBlanc was. He's going for the double Dorians instead of that early Seekers, and it's obviously not working out for him. He's down about 30 CS at this point.
It's going to be a little rough to get back from that, and it's going to be up to Sejuani to pressure that mid lane, so Zed kind of backs up.
Whoa!
Whoa! Flash coming out from Itro. I think he wanted that level 6 engage. Gagoon gets stunned there, and that's going to be first blood onto Kennen.
That's exactly what I was talking about with this bottom lane. These guys are explosive. As soon as they hit level 6, just everything popped. Boom, boom, boom. They're in. They got a kill. They're out.
I think he was so anxious for that flash, he kind of like stopped. He's like, wait, where did I go? Where did I go?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, I have to press R. And then at that point, they did get the kill onto Lulu. You know, I don't know if Kalista was 6, but maybe she could have ulted Lulu. I don't know if she was thinking
I'm not
about
sure.
that. But nevertheless, great pickup onto Kennen there.
But really, take a look at these solo laners, man. Wrath and Danky Nugs, these guys are the dynamic duo.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's basically the battle of these two guys versus the bottom lane right now. That's what it seems like. And I don't mean to discredit any other players here. It's just these are the star lanes of the teams, you know what I mean? Both teams have two very, very strong players that their teams revolve around. And right now, both of them are winning.
It's gonna be up to bot lane to extend the lead as much as possible, because I think Zed and Vladimir definitely have a lot, depending on the situation, have a bigger impact than Sivir
more crucial
and,
to
more
the
crucial
game,
to the team, yeah, for sure. And you know, you gotta really, like, if bot lane, if the red side bot lane does win, that creates crazy dragon pressure for Sejuani and bot lane to kind of take it, right? If Vladimir and Zed can't contest, that's gonna be a few early dragons that are gonna help our red team bounce back.
Yeah, very true.
But it's all situational. We'll have to wait and see what happens, obviously.
Yeah, so we do have level 6 on the junglers now.
Ping's out on dragon already.
This is the kind of movement that I've been seeing from the red team that's impressed me so much. There is a ward in the back of Dragon Pit, which is very, very nice. They aren't able to see it, I don't think, so should be safe for now. Sejuani looking. Probably for a gank in the bottom lane.
I really like the itemization from Zed early on. He built the Hex Drinker. He doesn't want to get dueled on. If Sejuani ganks, that's more magic damage that's going to be helping out sustain. Ooh, but here comes Sejuani. The ult comes out from Kalista. Teleport coming in from Maokai. Wants to do kind of like a return gank. Actually, no, he wants to gank the ball lane. They're going to get the kill onto Kalista. That's going to be super beneficial. We're going to take a look at that real quick.
Yeah, we're going to have to... I don't think there's going to be any contestation of that dragon, so we'll be able to take a look really quick. I think Kalista actually made a significant mistake here. If we do take a look in that bottom lane, she has her Q available. She knows the Sejuani's there. So here we go. She has her Q up. Sejuani's going to go in on to the Lulu. Gets pulled out immediately. Good job. Flashes. But there's an opportunity for him to Q here. And instead, he uses his ultimate. Gets caught just by the slightest bit of that Kennen. And it does mean his death. Taisimo, also teleporting down there, is an easy dragon for the red team.
I think that's definitely going to give Maokai what he needs to kind of bounce back, as we mentioned earlier. I didn't expect him to bounce back in that way, but they definitely getting that dragon after that kill was what they needed, right?
Yeah, they're playing around the bottom lane.
Yeah, they're playing around the bottom lane. Like that's what's going to win them the game. Like if they continue on this path, they continue a team fight oriented composition. They're gonna get stuck though, because Zed and Vladimir are gonna split push. Here comes Zed in the mid lane, gonna get the kill onto Ujo. Misses the shuriken.
Like 10 health on the weak long.
Jesus. But yeah, the win conditions for red team are very simple. Just team fight. Force objectives, so that, you know, Wrath could have teleported. Maybe he could. I don't think he would have teleported in that situation.
Yeah.
But you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
He could have teleported in a situation like that. And you gotta force objectives, and that's what red team is doing right now.
I think Wrath just wants to kind of farm and just destroy top lane into the ground and just run over the game from the top lane.
He's already level 9. He's already ready to go. He's ready to go.
He's building the Abyssal Staff as well, because he knows the things that are going to answer him. Oh my god, here it goes again.
He's going to go in with the ultimate. They're going to pick up the kill again. Kennen is ruthless. I didn't believe you when you said that this ball lane's carrying hard, but Itro is really just like, flashes up, let's go. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah. It's not looking good for the blue team, and I'm not saying just because this bottom lane's winning. I am giving, you know, the credit to Wrath in the top lane. He's got a ton of farm. He's going to be a very strong Vlad, but At the end of the day, Devastated can A, QSS it, or B, Spell Shield it, and, that ultimate's not going to be enough, I don't think, especially considering all the CC that his team is able to provide, not to mention the Maokai, who is looking for a dive in the top lane.
Oh my god, they're going to try to dive this. Vladimir here pulls the Sejuani ult, gets the kill onto Maokai. They're going to focus their attention onto Wrath. He's sustaining the damage. Oh my god, almost gets the kill onto Sejuani. LeBlanc staying around in the bush, but she's going to recall, and that's going to be the mid lane turret for Zed as well. Wow.
Okay, LeBlanc is staying. Here we go! Missing abilities, Wrath!
Oh my
god!
god! Oh my god,
That's
he gets
2. Is he gonna go for the LeBlanc too? I feel like you want a Wrath. Come on, buddy. Nope.
Wow.
Chicken.
And
what a noob. Could have got the triple.
A little too confident there from red side, I think.
Yeah. A little bit.
A little bit. Just a tad bit. That's gonna go down in the memory books there. That is when Wrath 3v1 under a turret.
Wrath beasting in this game. Solo queue legends are born today.
If he didn't go Abyssal Scepter, like if he went like Deathcap or like Zonya's or something, if he started building that, he wouldn't have survived that fight.
Yeah, this is a carry build coming out from Wrath. You saw him pick up those CDR builds, those CDR boots. Think about it for a second, sell them and get the magic pen. He knows what he needs to do this game. He needs to blow people up. 2 kills given to him. Now he's 75 CS and 2 kills up on that Maokai. Good luck stopping him from farming. LeBlanc gonna be able to beat him? I think not.
He also has one of the highest gold counts in the game. He's at 5 grand already, competing with Zed and Sivir. It's rough when 2 members of Blue Team have 5k and only 1 member is really, has that gold lead, and that's the Sivir on the enemy side. Whoa! Oh, I thought it was a blue steal. For some weird reason, I thought Zed was stealing blue, but no, he's just taking his own blue, and that's gonna be help him out. And he's gonna be rotating to that top lane, maybe a revenge gank onto that Maokai.
Yeah, I want to see Jarvan move towards the bottom lane. I want to see Danky Nug stay up here. I want to see him split push against the Maokai because the Maokai is very, very weak. He hardly has a catalyst. I want to see Wrath start to make big plays around the mid lane and around the bottom lane and just destroy people with his level 11 ultimate. But it looks like it's going to be a full 5-man gank. Danky Nugs really should just be split pushing. Good ulti.
He dodges the ultimate from Sejuani. He almost dies there. He gets the kill onto Maokai. Maokai was incredibly squishy. Here comes the eventual Maelstrom from Kennen. They get the stun onto Vladimir and Jarvan there, but he's gonna get the double kill onto Kennen and LeBlanc. That was a little bit rough for red side. They engaged on something they thought they could win, but with the missed Sejuani ult, trying to get one person, that's not going to cut it for you. As soon as everybody came, that's when Sejuani should have ulted.
I'll be honest with you, even if they did kill that Zed, I don't think it would have mattered because take a look at these levels. Level 11 Zed, level 11 Vladimir. That's rank 2 ults on the 2 strongest people on the team, and you don't even have a level 10 across the board. You're just going to get blown up. The amount of damage that Vlad has right now, 2 pen items, not to mention just how much burst damage the Zed has. It was an incredible play by Danky Nugs to avoid that Sejuani ultimate, but at the end of the day, poor decision making from this red team, and it's the same kind of thing we've seen from them in the past.
They're really ruthless in their team coordination. I think Wrath, like we said time and time again, Wrath and Danky Nugs are this dynamic duo. They know what they need to do to win, and they're gonna let their team, support them and help them in any way that they can. And, bot lane, they had the pressure. The enemy bot lane wanted to win, so they could have a gold lead. So what Wrath and Danky Nugs did is they sacrificed the bot lane in order to get a lead of their own. Yeah. They got top turret, they got mid turret. Wrath got that double kill solo in the top lane. They sacrificed bot lane for their own lead, and now they're both level 11, almost level 12, carrying this game.
Dragon has come up. What is the red team going to do here? Are they going to try and contest? I think it's a bad idea considering they still haven't got their rank 2 of their ultimates. They should really just give this one up. It'll just equalize the dragon, and it's going to be the same thing as what they were dealing with last game. They need to just sit back, wave clear, farm, and get to the point in the game where they're able to find those big team fights where they can stack their CC, find just perfect team fights when, the blue team gets a little bit anxious and tries to make a play and get a tower too aggressively, go for a dive or something like that. However, is this Vladimir going to be able to be stopped?
That's the question.
That
At the
is
end of
the
the day,
question.
he's got that Abyssal Scepter, and a lot of the damage on the red team is magic.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do against that? There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that you can do. Kennen,
It's
LeBlanc,
definitely difficult.
it's gonna be difficult for them to itemize. They have like, what are you gonna do? Build Void Staff first item? Like LeBlanc doesn't even have an item yet. She has she's an amplifying tome.
Yeah.
This is not looking good for red team, and it's just because of the early fight that LeBlanc had to face. You know, she was behind in CS immediately as soon as the game started, and it really is. It's just it's not beneficial. It's gonna have to be something they think about in game 2.
You know, last time we actually saw a whole bunch of mobility boots coming out because this red team wanted to be everywhere on the map. This time, you can see they know they're on the back foot. It's just, I don't know if this game, will they be able to hold on, because Danky Nugs is going to be looking for plays all over.
Oh my god. The death mark onto LeBlanc. He's not going to be able to pop her because Kennen. He was afraid of the Kennen ult. I think he really respected that, so he backed off. But almost got her. And every time that he ults, she has to walk out of lane, get some health regen, walk back to lane.
Yep.
So then in Vladimir, they're like living in the jungle.
Yeah,
they're
this is being played very well by the blue squad. You can see how many wards they have down in that bottom jungle, setting up a very nice split push for Y.
Oh, ult going out onto Danky Nugs. He dodges the eventual Maelstrom. Sivir pops her ult to continue the chase. They're going to get the stun. They're going to get the kill onto Zed. They're going to continue the fight. Jarvan has 2 members in his Cataclysm of Wrath right there with his friends. And they're going to get the kill onto Kennen there. Lulu ulting Wrath, trying to keep him alive, but he's going to get blown up by the Maokai. LeBlanc has to get out of there, almost falling to the Lulu auto attack. And that's going to be a 1 for 2. 1 for 2 exchange in favor of blue team. Red team.
It seemed like it was just a little bit mechanically misplayed from the blue team there. You know, they weren't able to lock up their CC well enough. Jarvan did miss his flag and drag combo, which is a lot of damage and probably would have killed several people there. And at the end of the day, there is so much AoE on that red team that if they find the fight, you know, they lock down the Vladimir like they did, they can definitely do a lot of damage and pick up a few kills here and there. It's just the blue team had so much control of that area. I don't even think it was necessarily a good engage by the red side. They didn't have enough information, and I think they did just get really lucky there. So, you know, the solo queue gods are with them.
There's one thing that I wanted to mention right as you're talking about that. I think that, let's say red team does manage a way to claw their way back into this game. I think that they're just pressing R for fun to pick up these targets. Like every single time they see one person, Kennen ult, Sejuani ult, they blow all their cooldowns, and that's when Wrath and their entire team can follow up and pick up all these kills. And that's bad. That's bad news bears.
Yeah,
they really need to save their ults.
They need to know where everyone is.
Yeah, exactly.
The blue team has complete control. They can all be ready to respond. That's the reason they're there in the first place. They want you to fight them.
Yeah. And it all comes down to the fact that they're of their ability to outplay their opponent. And like we've seen time and time again, all these fights have ended in missed ults or miscommunication, and blue team has just capitalized that. They've punished them really hard for fighting.
It is really crucial for Jarvan to land his combo, though. There isn't a whole lot of CC from this this blue team here. They need to hit their abilities.
Yeah, like you're not gonna rely on an engage from Lulu. Like you're not gonna have Vlad run in with Ghost and then Lulu press R to like create some kind of moment. No, you're gonna be really relying on that Jarvan, like you said. But at this point, I don't think they really need it. They're really just skirmishing in the jungle. Like it would only be really important if they skirmished in wide open places. But like the Cataclysm is enough even without the EQ standard, because they're fighting in like this tight area, and the Cataclysm can cut off an entire wall, and you know some members won't be able to escape.
So based on the itemization coming out of Zed here, it looks like he is going for more of that team fight build, obviously going for the Hydra instead of the Blade of the Rune King, and you can see that's why they have the Kalista in the bottom lane as well. She's, you know, decent dueler, can beat a lot of people, and doesn't have all of her items yet either. She needs to get a little bit of gold. They did lose that bottom lane pretty significantly. Danky Nugs is in trouble.
Oh, all going out to Danky Nugs. Looks like they're going to try to collapse. All going out from Lulu. He's falling a little bit low, but he's going to pick up the Maokai before.
His ult still.
Wow. He didn't even... Wow, I thought he was getting really low, but he does pick up the kill into Maokai. I think he's looking on...
Can we get a replay on that? Because that was some very strange positioning by Danky Nugs. Not sure exactly what the plan was there, but it worked out at the end of the day.
Let's take a look. Let's just speed up through here. Vladimir pushing through.
Let's take a look at Danky Nugs. What is he doing here? Just going for a little stroll in behind the tower, looking to pick up a Maokai. So like farming the way behind the tower. I can't tell if this was calculated or what, because his whole team is there, able to back him up. And like I said, he didn't even ultimate, just absorbed the damage like a boss.
He had a lot of the Hex Drinker, and he had a lot of life steal.
Yep.
He was able to,
and the Lulu ultimate, of course.
Yeah, he had a lot of.
Not to mention Maokai and Sedge don't have that much damage. Interesting plays going here from this blue team. Both teams seem to be blessed by the solo queue gods today.
Yeah. And you know what's surprising me the most? It's 7-5. It feels like 20-2, but like it's really not. In terms of kills, it's not. It's fairly close, but blue team is definitely like pressuring them. They've got pink wards and wards everywhere, Callista ghosts everywhere. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but when it does come, a lot of that has to do with the bottom lane. When it comes to the the gold, the pressure on the map, and especially 25 minutes, 6,000 gold is a lot.
Yeah.
In terms of PvP or player interaction stats.
Whoa, Zed going a little bit deep. Lulu pressing the trigger a little bit early, trying to keep him alive, or at least CC them so they don't punish Danky Nugs for going a little bit too deep.
Yeah, but it's enough to get the tower there in a 5v4 situation. Let's see where they move now. Maybe towards the bottom lane to give Callista a bit of help, but got Vladimir backing as well. He's got his TP. What's going to happen? What's the next move for this blue team? They've got a big wave in the bottom lane.
I think.
Uh-oh.
I mean, objectives win games, obviously, right? But does blue team have a siege comp?
No, not really.
They can kind of dive.
They've got
the
1-3-1, which is kind of why Callista has been down here forever. She's finally going back. She just needed to get a couple items. I feel like she still doesn't have her Hurricane, which is actually pretty ridiculous considering it's 25 minutes into the game. 162 CS. Okay. So the blue team should have Zed split pushing in the bottom, and Callista grouping with a 1-3-1, having the Vlad pushing in the top lane. Maokai can't do anything. LeBlanc can't stop the Zed. That is exactly what they should be doing. Having the Jarvan engage and then just an easy cleanup in a 3v3. But Callista's so weak at this point that they're kind of giving the red team an opportunity to come back. They've let them get their items. You remember when LeBlanc didn't even have an item. Now she's sitting on her Zonias.
Wow.
It's just what happens.
This could be the return of red team. Like it's possible. It's definitely possible.
It is definitely possible.
But it all stems on, like I said before, if you're ulting one person, what are you doing with your life? That's not going to create an opportunity for you to win a fight, get an objective. You gotta ult more people than one. If you miss Wrath, it's fine. You got
Nitro.
Wow.
Look at that Vlad damage. But honestly, this is what happened in the last game though. They held on for 20-25 minutes and were able to come back and defeat a team to come into the finals here. So
I guess these guys are really good at playing from behind. Maybe even a young C9, maybe even
maybe a young Zate.
Like young Zate. Yeah.
He is known to play from behind. 27 minutes into the game.
Whoa!
Here we go, Nitro, don't throw!
Fireworks popping out, getting lots of stuns. Zed going in onto that Silver Deathmark. They're gonna get the kill onto Danky Nugs. Silver is still alive. Oh, nope, she gets popped by the Weasel. Callista falling down to the LeBlanc. This is the fight that they need. They're gonna get the kill onto Gagoon there as well. Double kill for LeBlanc. They're gonna have to stop that Vladimir in the top lane. He might get that inhib, but great fight for red team.
Oh, he definitely is gonna get that inhib. He's got a lot of damage and he's ready to go. No flash, but he's got a ghost. Here comes the fight. I'm sure Wrath is gonna try and set something up here.
No.
Or not.
Wow.
There were a lot of abilities blown in the bottom lane. However, Wrath wants to play a little bit cheeky here and just, sit in the top lane. He did get the tower down. Now, send Zed up there, please, guys. It's a very, very easy objective for the Zed to take while the rest of the team either goes bottom or pressures around Baron.
Man, Vladimir has Zanyas. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm
He's
finished.
very strong right now.
It's not even the fact that Zanyas is such a great item. It's the fact that he's got 2 Zanyas. He's got his pool and he's got Zanyas. You can't kill him. You're not gonna kill Wrath anymore. At this point, Wrath is. He wants to win. He has the most CS in the game. He wants to win the prize. Like,
yeah, man. Wrath has been around these tournaments for so long. He's got over 200 CS on his opposing player. Sorry. Wrath has been in these tournaments for, I don't know, maybe 8 months now, something like that. Not ever really, being the guy to win. Everybody knows he's one of the strongest players in Toronto, but just hasn't been able to close it out. And this may very well just be his opportunity.
And as of late, I've seen him carry a lot and a lot more. I think he's gotten really used to playing with good teams or bad teams, with a variety of teams, and he knows what to do in a particular situation. I think playing in these tournaments has really grown him into a leader, and he's able to.
Speaking of him leading, he's
Taisimo.
leading his team to a potentially horrible decision.
Vi getting almost. I think she got knocked up there by the Sejuani ult. Kennen getting that Jarvan stunned as well. Zed and Vladimir don't want to be anywhere close to that, and they're gonna get a kill, double kill onto the blue team. But Wrath is in the bot lane split pushing, and they're not really gonna be able to stop him. Yeah, he's gonna get the kill onto Inuit, easy peasy, and Wrath is gonna be able to stop LeBlanc. Wow, this is, although a cool trade for red team, Wrath is gonna split push the entire game.
Yeah, he is, and it's working out. But at the end of the day,
Zed's gonna die.
I really do have a big problem with the way that this blue team is playing it out. Use your Zed. There's so much more kill potential. He can kill anybody in this damn red team. And use your Vladimir, who's got so much AoE damage and Azonias and 300 CS. Just put him in your team fight. Let him destroy everything. I don't know. Vlad's not even TPing in. He doesn't kill towers very fast. There's no real reason to have him there. He's got his death cap now. This guy, he's probably got 500 something AP now. 681 AP. Please use your level 17 Vladimir in this team fight.
The highest level on blue team, red team rather, is 14. And you're not using your Vladimir effectively. You're using him to auto attack an inhibitor.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You really got it. And now you're gonna get your Jarvan picked off and give red team a free dragon. Priorities.
This is win conditions, my friends. This is the things that lose you games. And Wrath is a very smart player, so I'm not sure. See, this is where the difference between a solo queue team and a team come into play. You know what I mean? This is so solo queued by the blue team. They're throwing this game. Sure, they've got inhibitors down, but what happens when the Reed team comes back and you don't have another opportunity to, go engage on those inhibitors? Vlad potentially caught here. The rest of his team is going to try and set up a fight. This could be what they need. Here we go.
Oh, Wrath coming in from the side, flanking the team. He uses his pool early. Sejuani gets the ult to Wrath. Here comes the block. She's not going to be able to finish off the Vladimir. Here comes Kennen. He has the Zanyas ready. He gets a 2-man stun. Doesn't get the stun onto Vladimir. They're almost going to pick up the kill, but Sejuani's going to fall. Here comes LeBlanc off to the side. That great ultimate from Kalista. That's going to be a double kill for Vladimir. That could possibly be the game. They can push down. The inhibitors are knocking at the Nexus turrets.
Yeah.
They're pinging them out.
Yep.
Will this be game one? Wrath teleports to the minions. LeBlanc is still alive. She might fall to the Kalista. She's hoping to... And she just... Alright. Oh, but she gets knocked down by the inhibitor minions. That's going to be game one, ladies and gentlemen. The power of Wrath. Wrath has although the blue team played it out in a very weird way, he flanked at the right time, right when you said, hey, Wrath, can you do a team fight, please? He came in, he did what he had to do, and that's going to be game one, guys.
Yep. We will be back with the next game in a few minutes, guys. Go grab some chips, go grab some Red Bull. We'll be back bringing you guys the best of the best in Esports Canada action. My name is MuskyBad. I'm with Simo. We'll see you guys in a couple minutes.
Go for Red Bull.
My vision's not quite so clear. Started to think that maybe we're really just the coolest motherfucking people here. But my skin feels like it's sparkling. This wasn't part of the bargain. And my brain's in outer space like I've become some kind of Martian.
I wanna show you what it feels like when we play. Intoxicating you, baby, night and day. Come step into my world and let me blow your mind. I'm all around you, in your home and your mind. I wanna show you what it feels like when we play. Intoxicating you, baby, night and day. Come step into my world and let me blow your mind. I'm all around you, in you, on you and your mind. Release me.
Get higher, 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 get
Release me.
Get higher, 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 get
Yeah, we about to kick it right here. Listen. Serious business. Listen.
This is for the peeps who be asking me how I do it. Also for the peeps who think that I put way too much into it. Sacrifices seek to make the ends meet congruent. The hardest core language is one of which I'm fluent. The school of representing forever, I'll be a student. Graduated with honors and I'm here on stage to prove it. Kick a fresh beat to get all of your heads moving. Sing the verse with me or any words of your choosing. When I say I'm real, bitch, better know that I'm true. And I put 100% into everything, I sink my tooth in. All the whack bitches be faking, they cartooning. The shit ain't computing, that's really in dawn tootin'. When they say they serious, man, it gets me fuming. Cause they don't go all the way to the top, they ain't improving. The cruising for cruising, Hadoukens and sure you can. Let me sing the chorus and get you clued in.
Serious business. Serious business.
Breaking the molds, I'm making precedent shatter. I keep the mic electrified like Jacob's ladder. Refining my rhyme to be divine is what I'm after. And teach it to the next generation, the next chapter. Haters talk shit, I pull out my bitch smacker. Slap them up good, then eat them like a fish snacker. Stand up for my shit while others say I'm a grabber. They don't work like Duck Hunt without a zapper. Call me aim again and I'll bring global disaster. You know I gotta stay underground like Blaster Master. Put your hands to the air like Badger Badger. Cause it just don't matter.
Serious business. Serious business. Serious business. Serious business. When a rival steps to the mic. Serious business. When I step up to the mic. Serious business. Get down, yeah. Bring a little bit bring it down. Micro music, straight scratching, b-boying, everybody in the crowd, let's bring it. It's a little something for y'all to vibe to. Yeah, feel free to get down. Keep it poppin', y'all.
All right, guys, bear with me. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna reset, and I need to get like a really good like filming face. I'm gonna be like super serious, so that when Tony, the guy who organized this whole tournament, comes back and watches all the videos, he'll have like an amazing like introduction thing. So me and my friend Simo here right now, we're gonna get super serious, and we're gonna do a fantastic introduction. So you ready?
Let's get it.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen,
Please welcome
solo queue hero
where we put a bunch of nubs
in one team.
and we face them against each other.
All right, take two.
All right, take two.
Hold on. Okay, I'll do the intro, and then you follow it up.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Solo Queue Legends 2, sponsored by Esports Canada, Red Mercy, Red Bull, and George Brown College.
This is a tournament where we put nubs and scrubs into one giant pie and make them face against each other.
This pie is not just any pie, it's esports pie.
Please welcome Danky Nugs versus Team Itro.
Let's go.
All right, send that to Riot. That's my
Invitation
application.
dance.
Send that to Riot.
Here we go. I don't think it gets any more professional than that.
Riot,
Why would
please
you guys
sign me,
want to be
please.
watching MSI when you can take a look at this impeccable artwork of a stream?
Vladimir banned.
Vladimir is banned. Good work.
It's about time, guys. It's about time. Vi banned, Hecarim banned.
Somebody needs to notice you around here. You've been putting in hours. Hecarim, Vlad, Vi, Ezreal, Cho'Gath, Zed. Finally, Zed is actually banned out. Both times, you know, these guys played a good Zed, but it wasn't impeccable. That's the Morgana that we heard so much about.
Danky Nugs playing Morgana?
I think it might be the support. I'm not exactly sure. I just remember in the chat people were saying that there needs to be a Morgana ban. Very well could be a Morgana in the mid lane, considering Lagoon is the support player, and he did pick up that Jarvan. So could also be a top lane Morgana, but I don't think that is something that Wrath plays.
OG Cream picking up that Ahri, gonna get some nice cocoa butter lotion onto that mid lane. Should ask Dave for some Garnier Fructis hand soap.
Yep.
Very slippery, very hard to catch. Jarvan and Morgana are not gonna be
Very
the ones
foxy.
to Wow. Gragas and Sion. Is that kind of a disengage that they need, or are they looking for?
A Moo something? What's gonna happen here, man?
This hover is too. I don't really know.
It's gonna be tanks. One way or the other, it's gonna be tanks.
Yeah, but like blue team last time had a team fight comp, and now they're kind of looking for like a little bit of a Gragas to disengage and Ahri and Sion to pick off the stragglers. That's kind of what they're looking at this time.
Yeah, lots
Whereas
of scaling as well.
purple team is just kind of like, yeah, let's kind of run the same thing again. Let's have a little bit of a team fight comp. Morgana to create these opportunities for us. They're a little bit more team fight oriented this time.
I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't be surprised if this blue team goes for just like an insanely safe, super scaling late game composition with like a couple opportunities to come back from behind, because that seems to be their strength. They seem to be able to like sit back, find the right opportunities to make plays, and that's basically what the start of this composition likes. If we saw something like a Jinx and some sort of AD support that can like peel and wave clear and everything like that, sustain.
I would have loved to see an Alistar.
Me too.
I love Alistar so much. I think he's such a great champion, and he's a deadly roaming squad, especially with Gragas. Holy moly, guacamole! That's going to be really tough for people to. Oh my god!
I've actually been waiting so long for Twitch to come back into the meta.
Please.
Not even necessarily in the meta. I just think he's still a very strong champion, and this bottom lane is the guy. These are the guys that carry this team in a lot of ways. However, Itro being put on a Janna would be very different than what we are used to seeing him play. He's done the Annie, he's done the Kennen, things that go in very hard and get the kills for his AD carry. This is a very, very different style, and Twitch, quite similar to Jinx, is a late game hyper carry. So this is honestly exactly what I said about 30 seconds ago, where these guys are going to pick a composition that has a lot of wave clear, a lot of disengage, really safe, and also has the ability to sort of catch back up and make those picks with the Ahri. And they're just going to literally turtle until they outscale. I think that's what's going to happen in this game. They're going to try and get ahead, of course, but as soon as they start to fall behind, as soon as they get really scared, they're going to back up and just kind of sit back, which is why I think Wrath is actually going for the Gnar here instead of another champion. And that's simply because Gnar will scale up insanely and, you know, be another very, very high damage while also tanky threat for this team, because right now they don't have a lot of damage. Morgana, not the best, falls off when people get Banshee's Veil and Quicksilver Sashes. Same thing with Sivir, you know, late game, she does a lot of damage, but only if she gets the ricochets in the right way. And like Sion and Gragas will be able to soak so much damage. Gonna be very interesting.
One thing that I wanted to mention was the fact that we had previously talked about the blue team, the OG Cream team. They like to play
The
from
OG
behind.
Cream Dream Team.
The OG Cream Dream Team stream. They really like playing from behind. You know, if they're losing, they can make it back. And last game they almost did, kinda. With this comp, they could do it. Yeah, exactly. They could pull it off.
I think they just realized their strengths. These guys are a smart team. They understand, you know, what's been going well for them and what hasn't, and it's not a bad risk to take, because last game they fell behind on CS. They lost their solo lanes. Their bottom lane was the only one that won. This is a risk in the sense that they're putting their bottom lane on a far weaker lane than they were in the past. They don't have any hard engage, anything like that. This is all about turtling. They don't think they can beat them in a straight up 1v1 in the lanes, because these guys, simply put, are higher elo. They have better mechanics. They can, you know, make the plays and find the kills, but are they a better team overall? We saw mistakes coming out from Wrath's team. They had Vlad in questionable places at certain times in the map. Zed was sticking with the team more than split pushing. There were some things that were, you know, maybe not the best options for those champions, and potentially if they don't do it again and they don't find the optimal way to close out the game, it could be in the blue team's favor, because at this point they definitely outscale the opposing team.
I think one really important and crucial point was the fact that I think Danky Nuggets' team was really confident last game, and they played a little too confident in the sense that, like, oh, you know, we could throw a few kills here and there. Like, it doesn't really matter. They're not playing a high damage comp this game. They have to play crystal clear. If they mess up, they're not going to be able to carry their way back. You're not going to have the high damage Vlad. You're not going to have the high damage Zed. You can't just win through your picks and, you know, through your 1v1 solo kills. It's not going to work like that this time with Purple Team. Yeah. And Blue Team has a little bit more flexibility. They played a really, really weird comp last game, and they didn't play it to great effect. They tried to come back, and they had some great picks, but Vladimir was too strong in that split push, and they didn't deal with him. This time, there's a lot more flexibility for Blue Team to, like you said, turtle it out and take out a win and go to Game 3.
Yeah. This would be the option, like, this would be the time to pull out some sort of strategy where they alternate to a 1v2. They try and make some sort of cheese happen. Anything that can kind of just buy them time, because that's what this comp needs. Danky Nugs, it's not far-fetched at all to say that Danky Nugs is going to get strong. He's a very good mid laner. We've seen him win every single game that he's played. He's won his lane. And Morgana does get really, really strong around the mid game when she picks up like her Morellos and her Zonias. But it's just, it's going to be tough, man. It's basically, these guys are, the blue team here, OG Cream team, is hanging off a cliff by their fingertips, and it's just how many pull-ups have they done in their life kind of thing, you know? How long can they hold on?
Let's hope that this is the squad that will do it. This is the OG Dream Team squad that will really pull out the win that they need. They're not bad players. They're not. They're not gonna feed. They're not gonna make mistakes. The only way that they can get behind is if they just get outplayed. Like, that's essentially just it. They're not like, you know, gonna start feeding and, like, you know, overcommit onto something that, you know, they're gonna lose. They just get outplayed, and that's the only way that they lose. In this case, peel for Jinx, peel for Ahri. Ahri can peel for herself, kinda. Kinda, in a sense.
Yeah.
If she spirit rushes effectively.
Yep.
But peel for Jinx. Janna, hug that Jinx. Press that R. Press that Q. Keep her alive.
It's gonna be really interesting to see Itro on a different style of support. I'm not sure, like he's impressed me in the previous games. We'll have to see. We had some pretty atrocious Janna play today.
Yeah.
Will this be any different? I hope so. I hope so. I want to see a game 3 between these guys.
Hopping onto the Rift in just a moment. This is game 2 with the OG Cream team versus Danky Nugs, Wrath, and the boys. We will see who does come out on top in this best of 3. If Wrath and his team do win this match, they will be the victors of the Solo Queue Legends 2. However, if the OG Cream team lotion up and manage to get their pants on right, they can definitely take a win from this game. They've got the squad, they've got the comp, they've got all the tools that they need. Just gotta play it out, play it safe.
Is the lotion for them, or is it for the opposing team? Like
For the
you know what I
opposing
mean?
team.
It's for the opposing
It's for the
team.
opposing
Okay,
team.
okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah. Play-by-play is going to be really interesting. The OG Cream lotion sliding all over the place, but it's going to be...
no TP smites this game.
You know what?
Kind of bummed. I love TP smite.
I love TP Smite
It's
as well.
hilarious.
Yeah. It's random. It's completely out of orthodox in
Yeah.
terms of like League of Legends in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah. It goes against everything that should be.
Literally,
Yeah.
literally, it's off meta. It shouldn't exist, but
Yeah.
it exists. It's there.
It's like AP Shaco top lane.
I've seen Mundo have the highest damage in the entire game with
I love it.
challenging Smite. And last solo queue tourney we made fun of challenging Smite, and now we have
They
Karma.
changed
Yeah,
it, though.
yeah, they
They
changed
changed
it.
it, yeah.
We got bit in the ass really hard.
Yeah.
Karma came back to bite us because that's a little rough.
Yep.
Challenge.
That's what happens, man. You can't like make these kind of decisions and
Yeah.
be like, red smite on a Mumu really sucks. Without, sometimes it comes back and bites you in the butt. Sometimes you gotta commit to something. And in my mind, red smite on a Mumu was really bad.
Yeah, you know what? Especially in the jungle, maybe top lane. Maybe that could.
I love top lane and Mumu, man.
top lane and move with challenging Smite.
With
that
TP
could work.
smite,
Yeah.
holy crap, dude.
Yeah, man. Cinder Hulk, that's amazing.
That sounds
But
fantastic.
Jungle?
Like Cinder Hulk Deathcap? Nice.
Nice. Spicy. I wish we saw. Imagine if Wrath played a move with Smite. Oh my god.
Are they going for the invade? This is like the first invade of the entire tournament. Here we go, guys. Game number 2 between Team Wrath and Team Cream Dream.
The Creamy Dream. Jackson's gonna sleep really nice tonight. He's got his cider. He's got his cream.
Cream Team.
The Cream Team.
OG Cream Team.
OG Cream Team.
Jeez.
I think I'm really good at making names. There was one tournament. This dude, his name was Bunsen. I called them the Bunsen Burner Boys.
I like it.
Yeah, it's spicy. But they are gonna invade. The wards haven't been out. They're not gonna spot out this red team, but they're a little scared. I don't know. Oh, the ward did spot
Yes,
them out.
they
Never
did.
mind,
That was some fantastic wording.
Yeah. Itro.
You know who's really holding his team down, though? Look at this 80 carry. Devastated? Use your ward, man. He's the only person on that team that has, like, come on, man. Just put it in that. I don't care what bush you. Look at that bush right here. You see this bush right here? There could be a ward right here.
They could be there. No, but they
Or
weren't
here.
seeing them. Yeah, they could have been there. Yeah, they could have looped around the turret. But
Amateurs.
but you know what? Then you have to give the same Oh,
Wrath. What a god. Knows exactly what that Scion is trying to do. Finds him.
He's gonna
And,
get that early advantage.
Ooh, what an early advantage. Burning a TP.
Damn, that's impressive, and that's very like
That's game sense.
yeah, that's game sense. That's Wrath is somebody that I would comfortably say has game sense. He understands.
Wrath actually
everything.
has his own blog where he does theory crafting on League of Legends, so you guys should check that out if you're interested in that kind of thing. Hit him up on.
I think it's like Louis blog
Yeah.
WordPress or something like that.
You can
It's
just post on the event page, be like, hey Wrath, man, let me read your internet.
yeah, and it could definitely increase your
Blog.
skill cap. It's like
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Teach you how to invade people and stop their cheese. There's Scion cheese. That sounds delicious. Scion cheese?
Scion cheese? That sounds like something that we would eat in Montreal.
European, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right after EGS.
Yeah.
Scion cheese? Wow.
I love it.
Yo, this is like, we should... Yo, Riot. Come on.
Hit us up. Yo,
Come
could you
on.
imagine that skin, dude? Scion cheese, Scion?
Scion cheese?
I like it.
Gnar burgers?
Oh, man, Lagoon. Getting beat on.
Gotta take a deep swim. Gotta dry off after that Lagoon swim.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit... Well, you know, Itro took some damage as well, so I think it's a fairly even trade in that regard. But YE is definitely low on mana, so it's going to be a little bit rough. Both junglers on the top side of the map looking to pressure that top lane, that's for sure. Wrath is definitely... He will probably... Oh, looking going in already. Oh, he almost dodged that knock up there, but he's going to get into the big Gnar. But
yeah,
pretty even trade, I would say. Maybe even going in favor of Taisimo.
Yeah, once again, we do see Taisimo starting with that Cloth 5, so he's got a lot of sustain. Doesn't always work out for him, considering, you know, sometimes he does get taken out early in that lane, but he should be able to stabilize up there.
I think, man, Red Team really played it smart. They warded the Wolves and the red side, so, like, you know what, Scion has to be blue side. And they knew, because I was like, you know what if Scion just took Wraiths? Like, he could have still got level 2, he still could have made it, but Wrath was prepared. He's like, you know what, we're going in, we're invading, we're getting the vision, I want Scion to get punished.
Yeah,
Look at that,
very
5
true.
to 17 already, it's ridiculous.
It's, I mean, you can't state how impactful that was to that top lane. It's exactly like that level 2 Jarvan gank in the mid game last time.
Yeah.
That little, you know, that little advantage coupled with the pressure of this game,
yeah,
means you don't want to make a mistake, and they don't want to either.
Here comes the gank. Oh, the snare
Wow.
does land. Here comes the charm onto Danky Nugs, but OG Cream gonna slip
Yeah.
away.
Second time PK Godden has missed a pretty crucial flag and drag.
Gotta check yourself before
Yeah,
you wreck
you
yourself.
really gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because you're gonna wreck yourself for like $1,500.
Yeah. Actually, wait, no. It's prize pool's 1,500, but I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those.
One of those.
Prize pool sounds a lot nicer than first place
It does.
prize.
Thanks, Red Mercy. Nah, I'm just kidding, man. We love Red Mercy over here at Esports Canada. OG Cream! The dream!
He's gonna get the lotion onto PK God, and they're gonna get the slow. Oh my God!
is
He's
this
not gonna
collapse?
get away. The lotion completely all over the floor. And
There's 4 people
oh
here!
baby! First blood onto Itro, and that's gonna be what they need to get the confidence.
Man, I
That's the
was
confidence
worried that
right
he
there.
wasn't going to be aggressive. Like, obviously, First Blood going over to the Jenna. Like, this is the kind of thing that actually gets me super hyped about this blue team, though, because did you see how fast 4 guys were all over that Jarvan? Like, he needed to be very aware of what was going on to, you know, even think about going into that jungle, and now he knows for sure. They've given him a quick lesson.
And you know what? It's that flag and drag. If he didn't miss it, maybe he would have been lucky. Maybe the
Very
solo
true.
gods would have smiled upon him. But you know, today, we're frowning. OG Cream has got the cream, and they're really making it work. They got that 4-man squad gank. Wow, that was a 4-man gank. That was bonkers.
That was bananas. Actually, sorry, Soraka was not in this game.
Yeah.
I apologize.
No. Yeah. That was.
My bad.
Gonna have to retrace a few.
Yeah.
Rewind.
Ooh. Disrespect W.
He didn't even snare. It's just like, you know what? Here, I'm gonna lay down this foundation for you to sleep on.
He's like, sup, bro?
I'm gonna hit rock bottom after this game. Oof.
You're gonna go to bronze after Danky Nugs is done with you.
After Danky Nugs. 2 Danky 5 me.
Yeah, you're
This
gonna go to
is-
trees 5 after this.
Trees. I'm a twisted tree line, man.
Grass 5.
Grass 5. Oh. Why would you... What, did he jump in as he was going, like... That's wrath, man. You really let yourself go.
As much as, you know, a 30 CS lead at 7 minutes is letting himself go. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I got you, yeah.
He's... You know, it's like... This is Hangover 2 right here that we're watching.
Okay, so for the second time in a row, the mid lane and the top lane are really struggling. And we needs to buy a Sight Stone right now. And he needs to start dropping wards all across the map
Right now.
right now.
Like, now would be good.
Because his lanes are going to start getting dove. There's
Sacrifice
going to be
Cinder Hulk.
Morgana roams, there's going to be Jarvan dives. It's going to be really bad. Bottom lane's hanging on, that's fine. But your top and mid are in big trouble.
You got 1 pink ward and 2 green wards,
yeah.
and he bought Cinderhawk. What should he have bought Sightstone instead?
I think that's fine. No, I do think that's fine. He needs to be able to clear it and whatnot. He needs to be able to, like, you know, stay in the game for him. But
be relevant.
they need to be so careful right now. OG Cream looking for a roam down here, but he's going to lose a ton of CS in the mid lane and just fall even further behind. Look at that. A 30 CS lead in both lanes now. Grog is able to pick up some of it, but this time, Grog is sitting in the mid lane right now. Is time for the other lanes to know that A, the mid is probably roaming, B, it gives Morgana a free base, and C, Sion, or sorry, not Sion, Gragas can't get wards around the map right now. This is like 3 minutes of free pressure for the entire team, and now they saw Sion, or they saw Gragas, you know, move towards the bottom lane.
Ari's just sitting ball lane, and they're pinging her out. I think they know that she's there.
Oh, they definitely know. It could still be a little bit of a mistake here. Why could get caught, but most likely we're going to see, you know, an instant teleport from Wrath. He's going to be looking to fight. And these guys are just, you know, chilling back, playing smart.
So patient. OG Cream has the patience.
4-man gank down here. They know it's coming.
Oh, he's going in. The flash coming out from Sivir. He lands the charm onto Aigun. It looks like he's going to have to ult himself out of there. The Gragasol going to give him a sweet exit, but devastated. Going to get the Jinx Rocket onto Lulu. So I would say semi-worth, but you're going to lose pressure mid and top.
Really bad play by Lagoon to not flash out immediately. Really, really bad play. They knew that there was going to be a gank there. You saw Sivir flash immediately. Why? On the ball, knew exactly what was coming. I don't know what was going on there with Lagoon. He should have just pieced right out, man. It wasn't worth the risk of saving your flash, and now you're in a position where them wasting all of that time might actually have been worth it.
Here comes Wrath. His Wrath bar is almost full. He's gonna get tornadoed by the Janus.
Nice.
She's heading in the wrong direction. She monsoons. Oh! But I-Throw throwing into I-Throw, missing the flash. They're not gonna get the dragon off of this, but this could be contested for red team. Lulu and Sivir are back up. They've got the area pink warded.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, they are the ones that are able to, you know, contest this dragon. Even if they don't get it, look, everyone's going to have to go back. Their waves are going to be pushing against them, and they have complete control of the game at this point.
Actually, I don't think they want it. They're just pulling it out so that they're not able to steal it.
They're just pulling it out here. You can see everyone on the blue team is going back. Take a look. You know, like, none of these lanes are being lost for the red team. This is optimal timing for them picking their dragon because they're not losing anything out of it. Blue team lost so much for 1 kill.
And I think that's not the correct answer when you're facing Wrath's team. And we've seen that twice. A 4-man squad. That's not the right answer.
They basically, because OG Cream was feeling pressured in mid lane, he had no pressure. He was being pressured. He wanted to leave and make a play elsewhere and try and just get out of the laning phase. However, the thing about this game is that he just needs to sit in lane and farm and get to the late game. Him going, you know, bottom is the worst thing he could have done because he loses even more, opens himself up to be in a position where, you know, there can be either a counter gank in the bottom lane. That would have been devastating for them. If, you know, nothing happens, they only get 1 kill, it doesn't matter. They needed to get wards up, they needed to play safe, and they needed to be, like, ready to just hold this game out. And right now, the goal difference isn't major, but look at the items. You've got Morgana with almost a death cap. You've got, in the top lane, 50 CS difference on the Scion to the Gnar. It's just, these things are going to explode in the next 5 minutes and be a huge, huge factor in why, you know, the blue team is most likely going to lose this game.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to disagree with you a little bit. You did say earlier on that you wanted blue team to turtle really hard. They still can do that. They still have an opportunity to do that.
It's true.
And
I just feel like because of how much dive potential they have in Gnar, Morgana, the Lulu, and the Jarvan, like they can find a snare over the wall. Dankynox has just got so much push control here. I don't think the blue team will be able to get to that point. However, it is on the red team to push them to that point.
Yeah, absolutely. It's up to them to push the limits and really abuse the fact that they're going to turtle, abuse the fact that they're not going to fight for objectives, at least not anymore.
Yeah.
They tried their 4-man roam squad, but is that the right answer?
No. It's not
really.
necessarily that good spell shield. It's not necessarily that they aren't going to fight for objectives. It's just that they need to choose battles where the trade is at least a little bit worth it. You know what I mean? They're not just going to go in for fights because they think they can win.
Oh my god, Wrath getting really aggressive, all coming out from Sion. He still could turn this around. His passive did unlock there. He's not, I don't think, I think Wrath is a little bit too tanky.
Yeah, he's got flash too if he needs it.
Oh, he stuns him over there too. That was a great engage on Wrath. He did fall a little bit low. It's a little bit close to the line, but he still did get the kill. And he's dominating.
Yeah.
He's been a god in the top lane. He's almost like a young SKT Impact. Like he's like a balls deep player, yo.
He's a balls deep player, yo.
And you know, as I always like to say, balls deep or no balls.
Yeah, you're either dying or you're dead, you know?
Yeah. And I think Wrath would rather be the one killing rather than be the one dying.
So, at this point in the game, it's not
slow.
that much of a goal difference here. It's slow, which is really good for the blue team. I did get a little bit ahead of myself in saying that they were probably going to lose. It's simply because I felt like that was such a bad play to go down in the bottom lane, but...
Rotations.
Yeah, it's just... It was too much time committed down there. And, I mean, luckily for them, Lagoon made a pretty serious mistake and gave them a kill off of it, but...
They wasted a while for it.
In terms of momentum and the options that both teams have, it is quite significantly in the favor of the red team right now. However, there are the tools for these guys to, you know, disengage, make picks. They have 2 Janna ultimates, basically.
Yeah.
You know? A very, very safe team comp.
Wow.
Plays like this are not necessary, though. They don't have vision on Jarvan.
They are a little bit...
This is
I think
the mindset.
They're confident. Yeah,
this is the mindset that they need to be in, though. It's they don't have sight on Jarvan. They don't need to trade. What if Jarvan's there? What if they get killed? That's every lane losing. You know,
but that's why they're playing a little confident.
To necessarily play aggressively. They don't need to get kills down here. Jinx is going to outscale Sivir. Sion's going to outscale. You know what I mean? Jarvan's going to fall behind. That's just, you know, my opinion at least.
I think they're just really, really like rough riding it out, and they're maybe not respecting the Jarvan because he has missed a few EQs. He is playing a little bit on the back foot because he's been, you know, he got ganked 4-man squad. Jarvan's not really been as impactful like this tournament, and we've seen that in multiple games, right? His Amumu was fresh and clean, you know. His Amumu earlier on in the tournament was good, but they need somebody to kind of keep everybody in a little cup, so then Wrath can hop in, have a sip, have a dip. And soak in Danky Nugs. You know, they have a great lockdown with that Jarvan Cataclysm, but that's all they need him for.
Yeah. You know, it's weird because this red team does seem to be sort of just playing to the whims of this blue team here. And when it comes down to it, because they are playing in this super safe way...
What? Am I seeing that right? 37 to 132?
Yeah. Because they are playing it in this super safe way... I'm wondering if the blue team is gonna actually have a way to engage. You know, they've got the Sion ult, that's okay. They've got a Charm, that's okay, but it's not quite like a Jarvan Cataclysm. And that could be a problem.
Red team has a lot of, like, reliable CC. Right? Sion ult could miss, Charm could miss. Okay. How are you gonna dodge a Morgana ult? You're gonna have to flash.
This is well, you've got a Gragas ult and a Janna ult, but this is gonna be the true deciding fight. If the blue team commits here too hard and they get smashed in this team fight, they don't even have their Janna. Oh my god! If they go in here,
oh, Gragas.
It's okay. That's fine. He can go for it. That's not terrible. As long as they don't lose a whole lot out of here. Definitely not the end of the world. Very, very close to being a steal, actually, from Jinx. The Morgana was the one who actually secured that Baron, so Good job by Jinx. They have the proper vision in tow. Itro.
In tow, Itro.
They
think you want to go boating
They just
real
need to be
bad.
safe here. I would love to go boating. They just need to be safe here. Just need to keep vision up. Sion unfortunately hasn't gone for the sight stone, but just drop a whole bunch of wards and play safe, in my opinion. You outscale so hard.
Well, where would you? We talked a little bit about the defensive line and the offensive line of warding. Where would you like to see a majority of the wards for that blue team?
The thing about defensive warding and offensive warding is that it sounds very cliche, but an offensive ward is basically an extreme defensive ward, if that makes sense. Like, if you're offensively warding deep in their jungle, you know where they are earlier, you're able to adapt earlier, and if you have deep vision all across, then you really do have complete control. And that means that you don't risk it getting cleared out because they wouldn't be back there, that type of thing. But at the very least, they need to have all of their entrances covered, at the very least, and they need to be, you know, where there's pressure on the map, where they expect pressure, like up here where Gragas is, blue needs to be warded, the other side needs to be warded, and they need to sneak a ward in somewhere, you know, try and just... Gragas' main goal here should be, like, getting Scuttle Crabs. That should be probably one of his biggest priorities.
Unfortunately, I think he's focused a little bit more on farming and a little bit more on his own catch-up game because he did just die. Well, he's ahead in CS. I think this Gragas has been a lot more impactful than the Jarvan.
Well, Jarvan is supposed to be the game-changing ganker, like early game, and then like a utility tank. But Gragas is going to be way better of a utility tank and doesn't have the same kind of impact as a Jarvan does in the very few levels of the game. We did see a level 2 gank coming out of Jarvan, which is, you know, a smart thing, but...
He just got kind of like plateaued there. Like he kind of like...
He should be the one who has been controlling vision so that he's able to make picks with his team.
And he bought a Sights ward. He knows that he's not like such an impactful jungler, so why not ward for my team? Why not get those deep wards? Why not create picks for my team? Like, if you know that... Like, you know, in solo queue, you can carry or you can get carried. If you're going to get carried, try to do your best to impact your team in whatever way that you can, whether it's wards, whether it's CC, whether it's reliable tankiness, and that's what Jarvan's doing. He's playing it how he needs to. Although Gragas is a lot, I think he's a lot over the map more. Oh,
good tornado. Really good. He had the tornado down before he started clearing the ward. Great reaction times to get out of there before Janna or Tankinous was able to block his black shield, and that's actually a really big advantage for them. Because now Morgana doesn't have her flash, and I mean her ultimate too is a big deal, but her not having her flash means that's pretty much 5 minutes where they don't need to worry about that Dinky Nugs initiation. And these are the things that are very much in their favor when they're playing towards the late game. You can see all this time spent clearing out wards, very important. Their one thing they're going to need to deal with is, hopefully, somebody can deal with Wrath. I would suggest sending Ennui up there and just letting him, you know, wave clear.
Oh, it looks like he's going to try to get the gank up, so I think he's just going to jump over. No big deal. I think,
they can't commit too hard. That's the thing.
What I'm really curious about is what's the next step? They've just been dancing around in each other's jungles for quite some time. There hasn't been any serious... For both teams, they've just been slow. It's already 21 minutes into the game. What's going on?
Yeah, so playing slow is very much in the favor of the blue team. I've said it a bunch of times. They just want to go to the point where they've been pushed so far that they need to fight, and hopefully it's been enough time for them to outscale the opposing team. For the red side, they need to control vision. And once they do that, they can actually choke them out and make them playing slow be a much more detrimental thing than it is right now. Like, right now they're playing slow, but they're still all farming. They're sitting in the lane, you know, Ahri's like chilling, you know, not terribly far behind. Jinx is doing well.
Let me provide a counterpoint to that. I think partially one of the reasons why the game has been a little bit slow is the fact that obviously blue team has had time to catch up, but I think red team was like, oh, you want to play slow? Okay, let's play slow. And then Wrath is like, hey, let me pick up a Hex Drinker, some Merc Treads, a Chain Vest. Let me go window shopping, pick up what I need, and let's fight. Let's do it. They're gonna start pressure. I feel like now is the time.
It's true, yeah.
I feel like now is the
a
time.
very strong power spike. They've got Infinity Edge Zeal, they've got Death Cap, Boots 2, they've got a lot of health on the Jarvan, and like you said, Wrath, huge right now. You are spot on in terms of there being a time to fight. It would be now. So this is the thing. The blue team either needs to avoid the fight once again and wait for themselves to catch up a little bit in items, or fight this dragon and most likely just get destroyed.
Or they
Find
can
a pick of
have
their own.
exceptionally good peel, and Jinx can have a field day.
She has got her Infinity Edge deal as well, which is very key. And a nice red pot picked up by this Jinx. How smart.
Oh,
Wrath
looks like
getting...
they won onto this Wrath. They're
Alright.
going to get the charm onto Wrath. He has no jump. The Spirit Rush over the wall. The flash isn't going to be enough. He gets the seat into the wall. Body slam. OG Cream going to slip and slide all over that Wrath and going to get the kill on the furry little chipmunk.
Very worth it, even if they're giving up this dragon. I mean, this is the lose condition, actually, for the blue team here. If they go 5 dragons over to the red team, then that's going to be hard to hang on to. But them picking up that kill just gives them even more time bided. They don't, you know, they got an even-ish trade.
Yeah.
In terms of relieving pressure, traded for a dragon. They can get some wards down. They should have been clearing these wards. Unfortunately, they didn't. Jenna didn't get to do that before she went back. But all the same, not bad for the blue team.
Yeah, and that was a great pickup on OG Cream as well. Gonna give him a little bit of a boost. You know, gonna give him that little pick-me-up that he really needs right now.
Yeah, give him wings.
Okay, hold on. Whoa, hey. Gragas Righteous Glory. Is that really the right itemization right now? Is that what they need?
I think it is. I think it is simply because it allows them to get even more disengaged. Uh-oh.
Oh, here comes the rocket. Wait, actually, I don't think the rocket came. Oh,
No, they used
no.
the rocket for the dragon attempt. Now, these guys need to be careful. Don't get too ahead of yourselves, blue team. You just need to keep scaling.
Sever and Jarvan are off in the wings. They look like they might want to
Yeah.
engage on this. Silence off into the top lane. They want to siege this turret. Jinx is able to do so. Jarvan has to walk all the way around.
It's a good idea for them to siege here because now they know where everyone is and they're not going to get flanked. However, they need to use Gragas' barrels as disengage. They need to have them out before they even start running, and they need to make sure, in a lot of ways, it's like a poke comp that doesn't want to take towers, if that makes sense. This is such a weird way to talk about it, but this is the strategy that the blue team has gone for. It's like a complete disengage comp that is just wasting time.
Oh, baby! That double body slam. They're going to get the kill onto Sivir. That's one of the main damage dealers out of the fight. Devastator having a field day. Double kill onto Lulu. Triple kill onto Gnar. OG Cream going to pick that one up. And that's going to be a great fight for blue team.
Wow. That was pretty incredible. Did you see that amazing Gragas engage here? We definitely need to get a replay on that. Throwing everything I said out the window, and we're finding the type of play to blow this game into left field. Here we go, getting ready to check the replay.
Let's take a look at that one. So as we can see here,
Just an incredible engage. I'll let
yeah.
you take this one.
oh baby, that three-man body slam was really what turned this around. It allowed Devastated to be not like, if an enemy is on the back foot, they're not able to do damage, they're not able to CC, and that allowed Devastated to really just do whatever he wanted to do. Wrath wasn't able to do anything. Nobody died that fight, and now that body slam really just turned that entire fight around. I gotta give credit
Probably
to Gragas.
the best play in the entire tournament right there. Just that incredible engage. And you know, that's actually where real skill comes, because these guys are playing a strategy where they're playing so safe, but they see an opportunity that, you know, they're always just, that entire time they've been looking for it. They find it, and then they get a huge advantage off of it.
And although we mentioned blue team should be playing on the back foot, like, you know, kind of like safe, they pulled out some amazing plays. They outplayed completely the opposing team.
The caveat is, it's 3 dragons to 0, and this team is still in the mid game. We're about 10 minutes off of late game when Jinx gets her last whisper, potentially a QSS. That will be the point when Jinx is strong enough, when Cyan has, like, you know, completed a second, maybe even started building onto his 3rd item, and Jinx has got her Zhonya's finish. That is going to be when it's time to go.
Uh-oh, ult coming out from Morgana, not going to be enough flash. Was that a flash? Yeah, that was a flash
that was
from
a good
Jinx.
job. Yeah, honestly, just knowing he didn't need to fight, get the heck out of there. But he's got to be careful for the next 5 minutes.
Absolutely. He's going to need a lot of peel if they do decide to fight. And it's going to be up to Gragas and Janet to keep him safe. But Gragas has been playing super offensive. You know, using his ults in a offensive rather than a defensive manner. And it's crazy.
I hope they don't get too cocky off that last play.
Here comes Righteous Glory. They're going to try to get onto the Danky Nugs. He manages to snare the Ari. Hasn't used any of his summoner spells yet. The charm does miss. But here comes the Zanya's giving his team enough time to catch up. Lulu all going out onto the Morgana. They're going to go into the backline. Great ultimate from Janna. Sivir going to pick up the kill onto Ari. Double kill. This is not where they should be. They should be kind of backing off by now. Wrath going to fall dangerously low. Jinx going to pick up that kill. Smooth and simple. Sivir going to continue the chase. Pick up. Oh my god. How is David Devastated staying alive? Janna keeps him alive. They should back off here. And that's going to be a 3-for-2 exchange in favor of red side. But that was definitely an incredible fight. That was...
Itro, is this real life, bro? Wow.
Should we take a look at that one?
You mean the recall there? We'll just get a
the
replay of that? A replay of the recall?
A replay of the recall?
Alright, so we're going to take a look at that replay right now. Gotta break it down. So obviously a big split for the red team here. And the crucial thing here is that Gnar is not ready to go in with his Mega Gnar form. He just dropped it. There's no engagement from Danky Nugs here, so all the strength that these guys have is really, you know, not available right now. Good engage by Jarvan, again, actually hitting nobody with his flag and drag, but Janna is able to zone him completely out, and it acts as a great buffer to keep the front line there, while Janna is actually able to help Jinx clean up the frontline dive of the red team. Wrath, still not Mega Gnar, still hasn't been able to use his ultimate, still hasn't transformed, goes down. However, we do have the strength of Y here, protected by that Lulu and the black shield of the Morgana, able to clean up, do a lot of damage. Devastated getting a beautiful Janna ultimate here, Janna shield rather, to get a couple nice crits, get a reset, but the polymorph will lock him down and allow them to go a little bit even on that fight. That was a lot of things going very right for both teams there. Honestly, quite fortunate for the side of the blue team as well.
Gonna take a look at these recalls here. Oh, is there another one? No.
Jumping towards live, we've got the Gnar in the top lane, pushing down that tower once again. Sion's going to have his teleport up very shortly, while the two teams start to contest around Dragon. Vision control is quite heavily in favor of the blue side here. Only a couple wards for the red team.
I'm really hoping that blue team picks up this dragon, because it's definitely what they need to establish that they're ahead.
Yeah.
That they have the commanding presence in this game. It doesn't matter if Wrath is split pushing in the top lane. I don't think... Oh, his TP is up, so he can't...
They definitely need to start contesting dragons. However, look at Gnar. He's just doing so much work here. Ari is an integral part of this composition. Sion really doesn't offer a whole lot to these fights. I don't think that should be the person who's dealing with Gnar. But what other option do they have? They can't give up another dragon. That means they'll be one away from the 5th.
Here comes the ultimate from Sion. He gets a 2-man knockup. Here comes Gragas to finish up the fight there. Jinx is going to be chasing Sivir off in the wing. They tell her to retreat, so she focuses the correct people. Hopefully they're going to get the kill onto Lulu. They're going to have to... Oh my god! Holy shit, if he gets out of here alive, he's going to get the charm onto Wrath, and he's going to walk out of there. Is that Gosu?
Speechless. Speechless, Simo. LCS, big plays. Oh my god.
I want to see that again.
Baby, Red Mercy would be so proud of you.
Alright, hold on. Hold on.
Hyphy Ari plays coming out of Cream Dream here. My lord.
We are ready for that replay. Let's take a look at that. So we have this little fight here. The charm comes out. Gonna land the charm onto Wrath. They're kind of just doing this little bit of a tango. Spear rushes in. I'm not exactly sure why. Wrath has a lot of damage. He's probably gonna alter into the wall. There it is. And he's like, OG Cream's like, you know what? Damn. How can I prove that I am the best Lotion at this tournament? Just like that.
Later. Wrath immediately knows that he's been duped.
Yeah. And then after that,
he
gets out of there scot-free.
I think we're missing some important stuff in this game right
absolutely.
now. Let's get back. Nobody's dead. We're good. Look at that. 79 CS on Sion, though, man. Wrath just absolutely manhandling that guy.
If this does go to game 3, do you think that Inuit needs to pressure the top lane a little bit more?
No.
No?
I don't think so. I think that they should just leave Wrath there. They should just ban out the things that are going to be the most impactful, and like potentially even throw 3 bans at him and just put him on a champion that's less impactful if they can. Because
First
there's
pick
no
a top
way
laner?
there's no way that they're going to be able to like deal with Wrath. He's just too strong at this point. He's like on such a high right now. You know what I mean? He's just playing so well that I don't think the skill matchup is just too different. He'll have wards. He'll be expecting it. I don't think it'll even matter because when there's such a skill difference like that, it doesn't matter if there's a jungler there unless you're getting 4 or 5 kills a game, and that only really happens in solo queue.
So are you telling me that they ban out Wrath and then they first pick top?
Yeah.
That would be a pretty good pick and ban phase. I don't think OG Cream and the team are
Or
really
1v2.
or 1v2. Yeah, they could do the swap.
Here we
but
go,
I think they
though.
would scout it.
I
They would
gotta be
scout it.
honest with you. This is the point where these guys have overcome them in terms of strength. They don't have the dragon, and that's pretty crucial. If they can get a first dragon, 100% the blue team is in the lead in terms of team fight composition strength. The only thing that could be available for Jinx more than this would be a little bit of lifesteal and Quicksilver Sash. That's all she needs, and she's done.
She already has her last whisper, so she's pretty strong right now.
Yes.
Of course, Silver does have the last. Oh, G Cream going a little bit too ham. Gonna almost cleanse coming out from Igoon there. They're gonna continue their damage onto Wrath. He has to jump out of there. Janna ulting. Oh, but the huge ult from Wrath. Gonna get 2 people dead. They're gonna get the Jinx is gonna get the return kill onto Lulu.
Jinx is gonna clean this up.
Jinx is gonna have to clean this up without the help of Gragas, and that's gonna be almost an ace. That's gonna be the ace for Red Team.
Is that? No. We're gonna have to take a look at that fight. Let's get a replay going. It's gonna be quite the fight to break down. A lot of stuff was going on there, so here we go. The engage.
Here we go. They start clearing a few wards, and then they head to that mid lane.
Yeah, so here's the engage. OG Cream tries to pick on a target that, you know, doesn't really have that much priority. If they can get her down before Lulu ults, that would be huge. But the cleanse comes, and the Jinx ult hits nothing, which is also pretty significant. Tysimo on a Jarvan realizes that's a terrible target, tries to back on up. You see Wrath coming in to the back line here, and a big Morana ult just kind of grouping everyone together. And Wrath comes in for a big ult. Sets them all up into Jarvan. Big knock-up. Big Cataclysm. And this gives Sivir free auto attacks that are also ricocheting. They're all stacked. There's so much damage here. And then, of course, the damage is being also focused onto Danky Nugs, who's already used his full combo. Not the right target right here. Y is being free casting the entire fight. Able to clean up the whole thing. Sure, they get a kill on Morgana, but that does not matter. Just a perfect wombo combo from that team. And you know, the funny thing is, the AoE of that team fight of Sivir was like wombo comboing more than anything else.
Blue team is making an incredibly risky play right now. They are calling the Baron. Red team is completely out of position. Lulu and Sivir making their way to the Baron is almost falling low. This is exactly what they need to kind of get back into the Howling Gale stopping Jarvan in his tracks. They're gonna get the kill onto Wrath here. This is gonna be exactly what they need.
Yep.
They're gonna continue to chase Sion going in. Hey, what's up? Gonna get knocked up. Here comes the Gragas ult. Push
Nice.
Morgana out of the way. The ultimate. Here comes OG Cream from the side, spilling cocoa butter everywhere.
Devastated.
Just having a field day. Igagoon is the last person standing.
Oh
Just when I thought that
my
Danky
God.
Nugs and the squad are gonna be taking the W, blue team comes out with this crazy play.
Absolutely incredible. They hit the point in the game and they found the fight that they wanted. Jinx blew this game wide apart. Got a little bit of lifesteal, had the support from the Janna. Let's try and get a replay on that fight because, oh my god, I think this might be the end of the game, or, you know, at least the end of the advantage for the red team.
Let's take a look at that real
So,
slow.
Wrath, feeling a little bit desperate. His team is not there. Knows that he needs to go in and make some sort of play. Tries to steal it, but it is easily smited by Gragas here. PK Garden gets knocked up by the traps. Is not able to help a big ultimate from Wrath. So, that damage basically goes re-healed by Janna. When she pops her ultimate, you'll see Janna gets the knock up onto PK Garden, but that means the shield is onto the Jarvan. Morgana flashes in, but like I said, that shield is not on the target it needs to be. Instant knockback from Gragas, completely ruining Morgana's day. Sion will go down, not a big deal, but look at Jinx, free casting. They focus their attention onto her. Janna will pop a little bit of a heal and a bit of a peel, keep her up, and the lifesteal comes in on that Scuttle Crab, just helping them out so much. And, you know, the resets come in, bang, 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 lifesteal, easy cleanup for Jinx, and that is the exact strength of the composition that has been biding its time since minute 1.
This game is getting completely out of control. If we fast forward a little bit, they did not get the inhib actually during that little tussle. I think they were a little bit afraid of the people, you know, respawning, but they're definitely in control. They got that first dragon while we were gone. They have that ability power. They have the Baron buff. They gotta push now.
Yep.
Now it's now or never for sure.
Yep. I would like to see a... you know what? I don't even think they need the QSS anymore because they can Crucible, if I'm not mistaken, that Morgana ultimate. I'm not sure. I gotta check that really quick, guys. Sorry, I'm not sure if you can... Yeah, so it removes, actually, the Morgana ultimate. The Crucible will be saved for that Morgana ult. She's basically useless right now, except for being a pick champion. Uh-oh, looks like we're seeing an engage.
Oh my god, Ari goes completely deep using all her spear rushes. I think they just want to push them off. Danky Nugs in the bot lane. Don't know what he's doing there. You're not a split push champion.
He's got
They're
home
gonna
guards,
get
though.
He has the home guards like Muskie
Here we
said.
go.
He's gonna try to get in there. Wrath has completely full thing. He's gonna ult everybody into the way, and here comes the Janna ult. Used a little bit too early. Devastated in the backline, still alive. Nobody's falling a little bit low left. They're focusing all their attention onto the Sion. OG Cream falls. Sivir having a field day. Devastated still in the backline, getting the kill onto Sion picks up the kill onto Gnar. That's gonna be not that great for blue team. That they completely that was enough. That was a fight they shouldn't have fought.
Yeah, honestly, the Jinx should have had a lot more attacks going off in minigun for him there. She was doing a little bit too much AoE. I'd like to take a replay if we have time, but I'm not sure what the next plan of action is for this red team. I don't want to miss a lot. All right, we do have a little bit of time. They are going to most likely just go for the top lane here. You can see that in the bottom corner of the screen, so let's take a quick look. We got to keep an eye on the bottom, though. Make sure nothing too crazy happens here. Going to be able to pick up that inhibitor most likely. So this team fight, of course, all of the focus is going to be onto the Jinx and the rest of the front line. They're looking for the inhibitor here. Red team will get away in the meantime, in the real life time. So Gnar's got the black shield on him, does get a pretty big ultimate, throwing them back in towards his team there. OG Cream, a little bit out of position, isn't able to really lock anybody up, does, you know, try and put some attention on Wrath, but that's exactly what they want. He's so strong, guys, don't forget. Lagoon off to the side, just being a utility bot. Big Jarvan CC, gonna, you know, separate the fight, allow Jinx to be doing attacks, but look, she's using AoE rockets. She needs to be in minigun and kiting and doing big damage. And look, same thing, Y is pumping that damage out, no problem. And because the Jinx isn't putting out big damage, isn't getting big crits, you know, at the end of the day, when everybody is grouped up like that, the Sivir is going to do comparable damage, and unfortunately, that's the problem. There's a little bit of mechanical error there from Jinx.
Let's take a look back to the live, see what's going on in the game. I think all the players have respawned at this point. There are a lot of things on the table. I think Baron should be up in about 2 minutes. The second dragon, I'm not sure. I think that red team had got it. They have 4 dragons now. They could be on their last dragon fairly soon.
Yeah.
They were able to get an inhib off that. They got top inhib for that.
Yes, they did.
That's
they did.
Obviously perfect trade. I mean, that's not even a trade. That's free.
Yeah. Not terrible in terms of inhibitors you can get. Bottom would have been better, so they could get the Baron. But considering it is Dragon, actually, on second thought, the top inhibitor will be pressure, allowing them to get the 5th Dragon.
What?
Blue team's gonna need to fight. However, they don't need. If it's a bad fight, they don't need to take it. You can get through a 5th Dragon, especially as a team comp that is this focused around the late game. It is doable.
And like you have perfect disengage. Like just get away, just walk away. You don't need to do it. Like if it's no, it's no. Yeah. That's definitely.
We got about a minute before that comes up. In the meantime, they're gonna get a little bit more pressure down on the map. These guys are basically just getting as much pressure as they can before that dragon comes up.
I wonder if blue team is gonna decide to engage here. They are obviously a little bit tense. thinking about it, definitely have their hand on the trigger, thinking about, do we want to do something here? Do we want to fight here? Is there something worth our time? And it looks like they're just gonna turtle inside their base, wait for opportunity, and I think they're just gonna give the dragon for free. And like you said, turtle it out. They can't do anything with the exposed inhib, but Baron's up. So even if they take dragon, red team's gonna want to take that Baron.
Yeah, it could potentially be a very, cheeky trade here. This is where shot calling comes down to it. This game is now on your shot callers.
They're doing it. They're doing
Sneaking through it. Will the minions see them? Doesn't look like it. No pings are coming out. Got Baron in 3 seconds, clearing everything they can, trying to get that blue buff. Red team senses something. They know that there's no minions being cleared, obviously, in the base. Those minions are just kind of piling through. This is where the shot calling from the red team, they need to just play it safe. They can start the Baron here. They can be a little bit cheeky, force the blue team to go check. If they do, back off. Don't contest. Don't fight. Don't need to. Just wait. You can get a dragon if you need to.
Here comes the smite. Sivir does get the kill onto the Baron. Gragas is just going completely deep. Sion is off to the side, trying to get focus onto the Sivir. They completely pushed her out of the fight. OG Cream is falling dangerously low, as is Wrath. Beautiful body slam from Gragas. Gonna get 2 knockups of there, and they're gonna disengage peacefully. Both teams are gonna walk away from this.
Nobody's dead.
Nobody died.
I feel like 10 seconds into the fight, they were like, we don't need to be fighting. We don't need to be fighting. We don't need to be fighting. Let's get the hell out of here. And the thing is, this now actually opens up the opportunity for them to get a dragon, or at least vision control around there. They need to get there ASAP. Sion has TP. He needs to be the one clearing at the base, not face checking. Itro just needs to get wards down. This is the primary objective right now. Have your Sion dealing with the waves in the top. Scuttle Crab over to the red team. That is very, very big here. Are they going to force rush this Baron down, or this dragon down? They don't necessarily need to. They have time. They have Baron. They have the patience. And oh
my god. He's not going to get stunned by the Morgana, but he's going to get killed by the Lulu. That's it. This is game. They have Baron. They have the 5th dragon. They can do whatever they want at this point. Top inhib is pushing. They can pressure that mid lane. They can definitely tank through a turret. Wrath has the health. He has the tankiness. He's got Thornmail, Warmogs, Sunfire. He can definitely do whatever he wants if they want to dive.
Janna ultimate isn't up either. They don't have the Gragas ultimate. If they can wait until the Janna ultimate, there is a little bit of potential.
Oh!
The spell shield coming in clutch. And that is a down Ahri ult. But Janna ultimate is up now. This is all on the shoulders of Jinx, and if their team can kind of protect here, or if they're just going to let all 3 inhibs go down.
The pressure is on. OG Cream feeling the heat. Going to have to step away from that Jarvan. Bot inhib has fallen, so has mid inhib. Red team have gotten exactly what they needed. They don't need to fight.
They can't.
They can though, but there's a lot of minions in the base. They're rotating towards that top lane. Gonna get that inhib. Ahri is full HP. She has the home guards. They are thinking about chasing these.
Don't fight.
They have no choice. It's about to end. Here comes the Gnar pushing everybody out of the way. Here comes the fight. Jarvan Cataclysm always in. Morgana gonna get the pickup onto Janna. She doesn't have the ult to save herself. Morgana getting the kill onto Sion as well. Jinx is up. She's gonna get the double kill. Is she gonna get the triple? She's gonna get the triple kill onto Gnar. Is that enough? They're not gonna be able to chase the Sivir and Lulu. That's just it. There's too much damage. Enui is off to the side. The minions are pushing in. Is this the final game of Solo Q Legends 2? Stay tuned. They're about to push down the Nexus. Both 2 teams are fighting each other. Devastated can clear the wave really quickly. Is Enui gonna engage? He's gonna engage. He's gonna get pixied by the Lulu. Jinx is
Devastated.
Oh my god, he's gonna get the slow. He's gonna get turned around. Wee is falling dangerously low, but the minions are knocking and they want to open the door. They're gonna get the kill. That's it. That's gonna be Solo Q Legends 2. They're gonna. Oh my god, what a game! Wrath and Danky Nugs taking the win. 2020 neck and neck. That's gonna be game. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Jesus Christ. Gonna need some tacos after that one.
That was the best Solo Q Legends ever. Look at the score. 20-20. 46 minutes in. That was almost a game 3.
That was almost a game 3. I kind of wanted that
the best
game 3.
2-0 of the finals I've ever seen.
That was welcome to Toronto.
Yeah,
is
boys.
all I have to say.
Yeah.
This is Toronto Solo Q at its finest. I definitely think you had that feeling when you had a Solo Q here, where you became best friends with the people that you won with. I can see Danky Nugs and Wrath having a few beers after this. They're definitely like, is this wow. Wow.
You know what, guys? We're not going to ruin it with too much over-talking. That was a beautiful game. You don't need to hear anything more from us. This is Esports Canada bringing you Solo Queue Legends 2. Special thank you to Red Mercy for giving us the prize pool for this tournament. And, what an event. We couldn't have done any better competition. This is, the pinnacle of League of Legends esports in Toronto. Shoutouts to Red Bull. Thank you guys so much for the help. My name is Musky Bad.
And I'm your caster finding Simo. With caster Musky Bad. And that's Solo Queue Legends 2. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Red Mercy.